Last time we talked about finding chords that would go along with a melody. This time I want to switch things up and write a melody that goes along with a set of chords. In this scenario, you already have the chords or chord progression you want, like this one. But you don't have a melody yet. How do you write a melody for these chords? The first thing I like to do is narrow down my choices. I know I've said this before, but it will help you out so much when you are first practicing these concepts because the fewer choices you have, the easier it is to make a decision and the faster you will be able to write. So, how do we narrow down our choices for a melody? First, decide what key your chord progression is in, because you'll use these notes of that key to write your melody later. Some chord progressions can be played in many different keys, so by choosing a key now, it will help you narrow down your choices of notes for your melody later. So instead of being able to choose from all the notes on the keyboard for our melody, if we say this chord progression is in F major, we have narrowed down our note choices for melody to these 7. The second way to narrow down your choices is to decide on a style for your music. This is probably harder because there are so many different styles of music and sometimes they overlap each other, but if there is a specific style or genre of music you're going for, this can also help narrow down your choices. If you're going for a style that has long flowing melody lines, then you should also write long flowing melody lines. Or if you're going for a style that has shorter melody lines that have big interval jumps, then you should write shorter melody lines that have big interval jumps. Okay, let's get back to our example. We have this chord progression and we decided that it's in the key of F major. The next thing I like to do is loop it. You can play it over and over on your instrument and record it on your phone. You can use sheet music software to loop it. You can use a DAW to loop the chord progression over and over. Just use something to where you can listen to the chord progression over and over. Because now you're going to use your voice or another instrument to start picking out melodies you like. Okay, so once you have it looped and you're trying to find a melody that you like, one of the things you can do is start with the notes of the chords. For example, the first chord is F major, that FAC. So just use those notes to start writing the melody, F, A, and C. As you start writing the melody, start with the notes of the chords, but connect them with the notes of the scale. So in that whole example right there, it's just the notes of the chords connected by the notes of the scale. There are some times where you want to choose notes outside of the key. So for example, the second chord that we have in this progression has a C sharp. So you can definitely use that in the melody if you wanted to. But for now, as you're first starting out, use the notes of the chords and connect them with the notes of the scale. And using those two techniques will get you a long way towards writing your own melodies over a chord progression that you like. As always, the examples that I used today will be available for download as sheet music for all the patrons on Patreon. And if you want to find out more about becoming a patron, please check out the Patreon link. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time.